Meanwhile, in Slade's lair, Slade was walking around with Cinderblock, Plasmus, and Overload. So we'll have our plan to destroy the Teen Titans, once and for all. I tried using Robin as my apprentice, but that didn't work. I tried the same with Terra, but it worked, but it wasn't enough. So I'm thinking I will have to try kidnapping Starfire. I think it'll be interesting. Slade chuckled an evil laugh. What if this plan doesn't work, Slade? Overload asked him. It will work, and I will make sure you will all know it will work. Slade chuckled as he started to like the plan he made, and explained the whole thing yet again to everyone else in this lair. They know that the Titans will soon be there, and they'll be ready for attack. The next day, Starfire was in the bathroom, talking to herself. What have I done? I've kept the fact that I looked in my best friend's diary. I'm sure she'll be angry with me, but I hope she understands with me. Starfire sighed. As she walked out of the bathroom, she walked towards Raven's room, which was closed, so she listened through the door. What? Raven looked to see that her diary was under the bookshelf, so she picked it up and had a closer look. And then it hit her like a bullet. Someone was in her diary, and it made Raven angry. Someone was in my diary, and no one gets in my room to read it. Raven's firm voice made Starfire froze in fear. She could tell that that she and Terra were both looked in her diary. She actually flew back to her room and closed the door. What have I done? I'm so stupid. Starfire shook her head at the fact that her best friend found out that she was looking in her diary. Then a knock came at the door, and it was Terra. Hey, Terra said to her friend. What's going on? You're shaking like a leaf. Terra noticed that Starfire was nervous, like if she did something wrong. Well, Terra, do you remember the time we looked through Raven's diary? Starfire asked Terra. Yeah, why? Terra asked. Well, I overheard in Raven's room. Starfire stopped for a moment. Terra can tell that Raven found out about who looked in her diary. She found out that someone looked in her diary. Is that it? Terra gulped at that moment. Uh-oh. What if she finds out it was you mainly? Terra asked. Starfire, you have to tell her the truth. I can't, Terra. What if she gets really angry? Starfire asked. I know she'll be upset with you, but as long as you tell her the truth, it will be understandable, Terra said. You're right, Terra. You're right, Starfire replied. She walked out of the room. Raven looked to see Starfire walking down the hall. Terra went to the bathroom to hear what was going on. Hey, Starfire, what's up? Raven asked as she took a quick look at Starfire's face, as she looked like she had done something wrong. You look like you were in trouble, Starfire. What's wrong? You look guilty. Raven asked her. I would like to talk to you about something, but I'm scared that you'll get mad, Starfire replied. Just tell me the truth, Starfire, and I'll understand. But before you start talking, Raven paused for a moment. Did you know anyone, or perhaps you or Terra, have been in my room? Why is that? Starfire asked quickly. Well, I walked in my room today and just found my diary on the floor under my bookshelf. Did you, or at least saw someone enter my room and looked into my diary? Raven asked as Starfire couldn't hold back the guilt she felt after looking into someone's diary. I did. I went in your room when you started dating Robin, and I looked in your diary, Starfire said as Raven was boiling mad. You what? Raven screamed. I looked into your diary, and I'm really, really, really sorry, Starfire pleaded. You think you're sorry? Raven yelled at Starfire. How could you? How could you, my own best friend, do such a thing to her best friend that she's known for all these long time of years? Look, I only did it because Terra wanted to know the truth about you liking Robin, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I had no other choice, Starfire said to Raven, which earned glowing eyes and rage as Raven shapeshifts into a lion. You had to say that, didn't you? You hurt someone that you cared about. Raven snarled at Starfire as Robin walked out of his room to hear the riot. Girls, calm down now before someone gets hurt, Robin said, tried to calm down Starfire and Raven. Look, Raven, I'm sorry. I wish I shouldn't have done that. Starfire was close to crying when Raven roared and smacked Starfire across the face with her lion paw swipe. Starfire was knocked down. earning a few scars on her face. Go, Raven growled. Starfire looked at Raven. But Raven, I'm sorry, okay? Starfire cried in pain. I forgive you, Star, for stabbing me in the back. Now get the hell out! Raven snapped at Starfire as she flew out of sight, crying. Raven then shapeshifted back to her own self and began to cry. What have I done? Raven sobbed. Robin crouched down to her side and comforted her. Robin, I hurt my best friend. I'm so sorry. Look, Raven, you didn't mean to snap at her, or even hurt her badly, Robin replied. Maybe when you're calmed down, you can apologize to Starfire for hurting her. Robin hugged Raven and she sighed. You're right, Robin. I'll talk to her when I'm calm, and Raven was about to speak when she and Robin heard a scream. It was from Starfire, and it was coming from the living room. All the Titans run out of their bedrooms and joined Robin and Raven in the living room, where they all saw a scene of a kidnapping happen. The Titans gasped. What happened? Cyborg asked. Well, looks like someone was here. Tara looked around to see that there was a clue. It was a note. I found a clue. It's a note. Tara read the note, and it was from Slade. All the Titans froze and didn't talk for a moment. Slade has kidnapped Starfire? Beast Boy asked Tara. She looked at the note and sadly nodded. Yes, I tried to stop him, but he pushed me before I could save her, Tara replied. All right, Titans, we're gonna need a plan to save Starfire from Slade, Robin said. We'll have to fight to save Starfire from Slade, and we'll not let anyone get in our way to save our friend. Let's do it, and whatever it takes, we'll get her back, Raven added, as the Titans started to form up their plan. Inside of Slade's lair, Starfire was tied up. She opened her eyes to see Slade, who was walking around. Good to see that you're awake, Tamaranian, Slade chuckled evilly. You better let me go. My friends will see you and they will take you down, Starfire growled at Slade, only earning a smack across the face. You'll see when your friends get here. They'll be doomed, Slade chuckled. Meanwhile, back at the Titans' tower, all the Titans were getting ready, and as they were looking at everything, they were ready to go into war with Slade. At the entrance of Slade's lair, all the Titans started there to the doors to the Slade's lair. Alright, ready to fight, Titans? Robin asked his team. Yeah, let's go kick Slade's ass, Tara said. We'll defeat Slade and save Starfire, Robin said as the Titans burst down the door and they walked through the lair to find Starfire. She was tied up. She looked up and saw her friends walking into Slade's lair. Raven and Robin both ran to Starfire. Raven? Starfire asked. She noticed Raven and Robin both freeing her. Starfire, Raven began inside. I'm so sorry I caused this to happen. It's not your fault, Raven. I forgive you for being angry and hurt me by accident. Starfire replied. I'm just glad you're here. We're your friends, Star. We will never let anyone down, Robin said as an evil laugh was heard. Well, Titans, it looks like you came here to defeat me and save your friend, Slade said as Robin stood up and looked at Slade. Well, tell me the reason why we shouldn't rip you apart, Robin growled. Well, Robin, I'm glad you're all here, Slade said as the Titans got ready to fight. You think you can get away with this? You kidnapping our friend just because I was angry with her when I regretted being angry? Raven growled as Slade pushed Raven out of his way towards Robin. I am tired of you all saving the world. I have tried to destroy you Titans for a long time, Slade said as he grabs Robin. You're in trouble yet again, Robin. But this time, Batman isn't here to save you. Everyone knows why you left him to join the Titans. Robin was struggling to get free from Slade's grasp. Robin! Raven shouted in fear. This time I will be the hero, Slade growled at Robin, and no one can stop you. No! Raven's powers formed into a raven claw and pushed Slade from Robin. Leave him alone! Leave my boyfriend alone! Raven yelled in anger. Slade got up and was surprised. So you're his girlfriend? Slade asked Raven. She nodded without saying a word. Well, that is something. The Raven has fallen in love with the Robin. Slade put Robin down as Raven shapeshifts into a lion, but was suddenly struck by Slade that knocked Raven to the wall, where she crashed. She was back in her own form when Robin got up. Slade was close to her. Get away from her! Robin said as he got up to kick Slade, so that he could get to Raven's side while Slade was knocked down to the ground. Raven, you gotta stay with me. Raven, please. Robin? Raven weakly asked. Raven, I love you. I can't lose you. Robin sobbed as Raven placed a hand on Robin's face. Robin, I love you so much. Raven replied as she closed her eyes. Raven? Raven? Raven! Robin screamed as he sobbed, thinking that Raven was dead. Her pulse is still beating. I'll get her out, Tara said as she and Beast Boy both carried Raven out of the lair. You want a piece of the me, Titans? Well, come and get it. Slade began to charge at the Titans. Titans, go! Robin shouted as the Titans started to fight with Slade. After the fight lasted for a few minutes, Robin was knocked down by Slade. You think you're so tough, Robin? Slade asked as he grabbed Robin by the throat. You and your friends think you can stop me? Well, you're wrong. That Slade was interrupted by Raven using her powers and pulled Slade away from Robin. The fight went on more and the Titans kept on fighting. You'll never win, Slade, Robin said as he pushed his sled off of a ledge of his lair where he falls down a floor down the stairs. Slade's neck snapped while the Titans heard that Slade had broke his neck. We did it! I can't believe we did it! Starfire smiled. Suddenly, Overlord, Cinderblock, and Plasmus all appeared from their cells. We may have taken Slade down, but you still got us to take down. Overlord, along with Cinderblock and Plasmus, began to attack the Titans. With Starfire and Robin, who were out of sight, both looked at each other. We could take Slade's lair down by setting it on fire, Starfire said the plan to Robin. He was impressed by Starfire's idea. I love the idea. Robin searched for his communicator. Titans, Starfire and I have a plan, and it will work for sure. Well, tell us and make it quick. These guys are not going down easily, Tara said for her communicator. We're going to set Slade's lair on fire, and when we set it on fire, all of us need to get out, Robin replied, as he and Starfire both snuck into the boiler room, made it explode by messing with the valves, and did other stuff that is explosive. The Titans all got out of Slade's lair just as the flames burst out in an explosion. The Titans were at a far distance, watching Slade's lair being destroyed. We did it, Starfire said to her friends. Cyborg, is she okay? Robin turned to see that Raven has not awoken yet. I'm sorry, Robin, Cyborg was cut off by Robin, sobbing while he held Raven in his arms. Raven, I'm so sorry. I've messed up a lot. You've meant a lot to me, Raven. I've cared about you so much. I've always have. Robin kissed Raven's forehead as his lover woke up and looked at Robin. Robin? Raven asked weakly. Raven! Robin smiled happily as he knows that his lover was alive and okay. We have destroyed Slade. He won't come for us anymore, Raven replied as Starfire hugged her best friend as she began to cry. Star, don't cry, Raven said to her best friend. She's been through a lot, and it has been a rough night, Tara replied as the Titans all nodded in agreement, and they all went back to the Titans' tower.